man. Welcome, 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 man. Thank you guys for joining us and taking your time out this Sunday. We are in week 21 of the Laboratory of Redemption, man. So thank you guys for joining us again. It's been a great day. We got a great call for you guys tonight. My name is Demetrio Chacon. If you're Spanish, it's Demetrio Ramon Chacon. That's my name. I'm from Dallas, Texas. You can. My name is Michi. Refer to me as Michi. Also, all my friends and family call me that. So either or. I've been adjusting since about 2018. About 3.5 of those years, almost 4. I've been actually adjusting. I started off inside. No, actually, I jumped in. I was like, just put me in. I started off in the field in a catastrophe. With Travis and Major. Of course, y'all have heard about that. So we had great times with that. But then that made me want to go to the inside so I can actually learn how to close the claim. So for you guys that may be here thinking about just starting, getting new, go to the inside maybe. The inside is a great place to learn how to close your claims, how to work the back end of your claims, how to learn how to close, how to talk, how to conduct, all of those types of things. If you have that base and ground, when you jump out in the field, it'll go a lot better. It'll go a whole lot. Sometimes it's like easier to get inside to start, at those desk jobs and whatnot, man. So we're going to be having somebody that's going to be speaking to you about staying deployed tonight. We got a couple of great guests that's going to be joining us on our call tonight. We got Mr. Ron Taylor. He's going to be joining us. Brandon Smith is going to be joining us. Brandon is from Dallas, actually, I believe, and he's gotten introduced to adjusting. I think one of Brandon's main things is about staying deployed. So I'm looking forward to hearing him with that and, telling us his tricks of the trade, what he does to ensure that he stays deployed. The word that we're going to be reflecting on, talking about today is reflection. Reflection is a huge word. I just reflected a little bit on my past and how it drove me to the inside a little bit. But speaking a little bit personally for me, just reflecting on this past year, man, this past year has been like it's been it's been a dynamite year, man. I was going through a little tough stuff at the end of last year, and at the end of it, I was like, you know what? I just want to go out on the field and just start there and just. This is what I'm going to do. And so January the 2nd, the 1st or the 2nd, I was in South Carolina working, and so I reflect on my past year. From there, I mean, it's been great, man. It's been absolutely fantastic, man. This has been a very pivotal year for me. This has been a pivot, and I always remember this year. I don't care how rich I get because I'm about to get really rich. So I don't care how rich I get. It doesn't. This will be a very, very. 2023 was a very, very important year. Man, I grew inside. I grew mentally. I grew. My dreams grew. My vision grew. Everything. I've grown so much this year. So when I reflect back on this year, man, it's always positive. I'm taking all the positives out. I can't even think of anything negative about this year. I can't even. My mind doesn't work. I can't. Whatever negative happened, and I threw it away immediately. So it's gone. So when I reflect about this year, it's all about great things and how I can build. 2024
is up.
2024 is about to be a great year for all of us, man. Especially the people here that are involved in this community. Man, so I'm so happy that y'all are all here. I look forward to going into this next year with you guys. So we ask, you think about reflection. We ask that you come, keep your eye on the prize. We are still 100K a month. That's our goal. I'm gonna smash through that next year. 2024, we smashing through those things. So join the 100K club. Make sure you guys are with us each week here on the Laboratory of Redemption. All you guys that ain't got your cameras on, turn them cameras on for me. Let's see those faces. Let's stay out, man. Let's see those bad hair days. Throw a hat on. I got a hat on. I got bad hair days. I got a hat on. I'm good, yo. So let's put your light. Turn those cameras on, man. Let's see those gorgeous faces. We love to see you join, interact, man, with us, man. So, again, let's go ahead and get this thing started. I'm going to introduce Janae. She's going to bring out a couple of people. We're going to keep this thing going. So, Janae, if you wouldn't mind joining us, bringing out Mr. Smith, man, I'm so looking forward to this. So, the floor is yours.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, Michi. Hello, everyone. For those who don't know, I am Janae. I'm gonna piggyback off what Meech said. This year has been one for the books. I will never, ever, ever forget this year. Very, very pivotal year this year for me. I will go into further detail of my deployments and stuff when I'm a guest speaker on here one of these weeks. But to just, briefly go through everything, I started my first deployment January 2nd with Meech. Thank the Lord I ran into that man because he brought me to this group. He brought me to Travis and opened up so many doors for me. So I am forever blessed to have met him and everyone that's in this community. So like I said, I started January 2nd. I didn't know anything, and I'm not joking when I said that. When I say that, and to be honest, I know a lot of people tell you, just lie your way on your resume, and they'll get you, they'll understand and stuff like that. I didn't do that. I told my manager straight up, I don't know anything, and I wasn't joking. But I know myself. I'm a very hard worker. I catch on to things rather quickly, so I wasn't worried. But man, this year the word is reflection for this month, and this year, just thinking back to where I started and where I am right now. I'm finishing up my fourth deployment of the year. I just found out that this deployment will be done December 22nd. I'm very much looking forward to it. A nice break to take. I've been working all year.
Way to go, way to go. Congrats.
Thank you. I've probably been off of this year for 5 weeks. I was home for 5 weeks this year. I made a lot of money this year. It's crazy to even think about it, to say that. This is a career where you do not need a degree to get started, and you can easily make over $100,000. I don't know too many other careers where you can do that. But this year has been crazy. Just thinking about where I was last year, like Mish said, last year this time versus this year, I was financially struggling. I was waiting for a call. Everybody's waiting for those calls when they're going to get deployed. I'm thinking I'm not going to get a call till sometime in the spring. Constantly signing up to different firms' rosters, constantly sending out emails with my resume attached, just saying whatever I thought could maybe get their attention. I mean, I know other people that would call recruiters weekly, letting them know, hey, is there anything that we can do or anything I can do to get started? My personality type is not very much like that. So I was sending out emails constantly. What else? Watching Xactimate videos, signing up for any free trainings that I could, just trying to stay in the loop of things. Like I said, when I'm a guest speaker one of these weeks, I'll definitely go into more details about the different deployments that I took this year. I'm thinking about just how much, like I said, how much money I've made this year, how much money I've spent this year. Being on the road, having to pay rent at home, having to pay rent on the road, not having a car for the first 7 months of the year, having to rent a car is very, very costly. I'm very blessed that I came through this year, and I made a decent amount of money. I'm very proud of myself for that. Proving to myself and proving to my managers that I can stay deployed. I can stay on. I can be the last man standing, just about. So that was a big thing that I was able to prove to myself this year. And it's been an amazing year. It's been a crazy ride. Like I'm so happy that I'm a part of this community, because I promise you, I would not still be in Chicago if I didn't have this community every week. I just don't think this year I would have made it this long on this deployment, just starting out. But so I just feel very blessed with that. And that's my little bit on reflection this week. Again, please, guys, if you have any questions, hit the chat. We'll make sure to answer that for you guys. Today we have Brandon Smith as our adjuster spotlight. Is he in the building? I sure hope he is.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, all right, great. Yes. So if you could come on, let us know a little bit about how you got started, how long you've been adjusting for, and especially like what was your background before you came into adjusting?
Okay. Okay. Again, my name is Brandon Smith, from Dallas, Texas. Um, just a quick brief, I guess synopsis about me. I love basketball. Me and Travis been friends since we was kids in high school. We just been friends for a long time. Like that's my boy. He's like family to me. Um,
Same.
uh, so to piggyback off of everybody else, they were saying, Michi was saying that this year has been a crazy year, a good year for him. It's been a good year for me and a bad year. You know, my father died in September. My father was like my best friend, and to lose him was a tough thing. So that was real hard for me. Um, and I've been, me being an adjuster, it was tough doing that and trying to cope with that too. So
I could
it's been
imagine.
it's been a rough year for me, and uh, a good year at the same time. So, but how I got started is I got my license back in 2011, and
Oh
I
wow.
didn't even use my license. I didn't use it at all. My cousin introduced me about adjusting, and this was when a lot of people didn't know too much about an adjuster around 2011, and they was
Right.
making crazy.
Still.
Yeah, still don't. And they was making crazy money at the time. Like crazy money. I mean, so much money.
Right. You
And
think it's illegal.
yeah, right. Exactly. Right. And he was making crazy. I was like, man, I was telling my cousin, like, man, what are you doing to make all this money? You just going to a dealership, buy a truck out of nowhere. Just like I feel like buying a truck today. I just go up there and
Yeah.
buy a truck and walk out. And I'm like, what are you doing? How do you make this much money? So he told me, he was like, man, I'm an adjuster. I said, no, what? I didn't even know nothing about adjusting.
Right.
And he was showing me like, what he did and stuff, Exactame and everything. Of course the computers and stuff was different at that time in 2011. And I used to do a lot of things with him, go on some of the runs with him, around Dallas, and get on roofs with him and check things out, like,
Oh wow, that's
stuff
cool.
like that. I did all that, and I was like, man, this is what you do? This all you do? He said, man, yeah, I do this every day. I'm like, I mean, I can do this, and I was like, okay, so what I got to do? So he told me that,
Mm-hmm.
first you got to get your license. So I paid for me to get a license and stuff like that. And a lot of you guys probably in here already heard this story before, so this is for the new people. And but got my license. Life happened. I end up, me and my girlfriend got pregnant, and we end up getting married. And life happened. So I was like, man, I can't do this right now. I need to get to it right now. I need money right now. So I started doing just regular jobs and stuff like that. Wasn't getting paid at all. I
Mm-hmm.
was like, man, this is terrible. So I was still going through life situations, with my wife now, and we was having issues and everything like that. So I wasn't even thinking, and I had a kid. I wasn't even thinking about adjusting. I was just like, I'm just trying to fix this situation.
Mm-hmm.
So uh, later on, maybe, me and Travis have the relationship where we'll go months without talking and still come back together and be like, hey, like we never stop talking. Like we just best friends.
Mm-hmm.
And
And that's the one to motivate you for sure.
yeah. Travis, Travis, my go to for motivation. I need some motivation to get me going, like some juice or
Same.
something. It's like a pre
Mm-hmm.
workout. Travis is like a
Mm-hmm.
pre workout. I take my pre workout. I'm ready to go, baby. I'm ready to go. Let's go. So me and Travis, I started talking to Travis again around 2000. Well, I was talking to him already, but we started talking about, how can things change around, I think it was like 2019 or 20. I
Oh
think it was
wow.
around that time.
So it took
Yeah.
you a while to really get into it.
Right, it
Oh
did. It took
wow.
me a while. I was doing regular
Mm-hmm.
jobs. I was working for the state. I worked for the
Doing
state for a
everything
minute.
but that.
Yeah, everything. I did everything but claim adjusting, you know. And I was thinking now, today, I'm thinking like, man, how much money I missed out on. I could have been a millionaire, You know, all
literally, yep.
things that I know now, I'm like, man, I could have done this for so long because my cousin, he was doing it since 2011, and this dude got his own business, his own contracting company, and everything. So he's set. He's set for life, you know. And the reason why he got his own contracting company is because he's been an adjuster. He knows the ropes of how to get
leveraging his
contractors to do work.
license.
Right. He knows everything, the ropes about how to get everything. And so again, like I said, I was talking to Travis. Travis told me, like, hey, I was working for the county, Dallas County at the time, doing inspections, home inspections, and I hated the job. I hated it. Wasn't getting paid nothing, like $40,000 a year or something. I was getting paid trash money. I was like, man, I gotta change. Something gotta change. Something gotta change, man. I kept saying it to myself. I said, something gotta change. I got fed up. Me and Travis was talking. You know, we was like, we started thinking about other stuff, like getting our own business, which we got. We got our own business, started doing government contracting, and I started doing adjusting. Then I started as an desk adjuster. I got deployed back in 20.
I was gonna say, can you talk to your first deployment? Talk about your first deployment.
Yeah, my first deployment is with Crew.
That's a very good firm.
Right. It was my first deployment, and it was kind of like I was at the right place at the right time. Everything happened in line, like everything. When I tell you things happen in line from step by step, it happened for me. So I just recently, as a matter of fact, I just recently got my deployment ended on Saturday. So I've been there.
How long was it?
Yeah, this was a 2-year deployment.
Wow.
I was on there for 2 years, and that's because this is why I'm gonna tell you why I was on there for so long. I seen so many people got cut and just was gone, and that's because I was a cleanup. I was a cleanup adjuster, and as a cleanup adjuster, you cleaning up all the mess somebody else couldn't do. They didn't know how to do it, and they kept messing up. And so that's what I've been doing. That's why I stayed on. I stayed on the job, and how I stayed on too as well. That's not the only way it's gonna keep you there. This is as much, just to be real and be honest with you, it's about politics. It's about politics. How can you keep yourself there as a good person, showing that you're a good person, a person that don't complain, a person that's always on time, doing the little things, always on time.
Coachable.
Be the first, coachable, being able to listen and learn, and being able to get things done. When somebody asks you to do something, go do it right then and there.
And that's what we talked about last week. Integrity is very important.
Integrity.
To show that to your managers.
Right. Show that to your managers that, integrity is important. I explained that to my manager plenty of time. I told him how important integrity is to me, and being able to work and showing that your work is worth it and it's good work, and even if you have your work is okay, but how you communicate with your managers will keep you there. It will keep you there because they'll look at the fact that, hey, this guy is pretty good, but he doesn't know how to listen. He talks back. He's never on time. Things like that. They look at stuff like that. So at Crew for sure, because these are at Crew, the claims are Canadian claims, so you have to get your Canadian license. You in which they'll help you get those licenses. They'll help you with that. So that's what kept me there for so long. Even now, I talk, I know the vice president, and he's pretty cool. He's a good guy. And he told me that, hey, whenever another storm comes, we're calling you right back.
So let me ask you, that was your first deployment that just ended for 2 years?
Yeah, that was my first deployment. I've only been on one deployment. So, I like to keep working. I like for money to keep coming. I don't like money to stop. I like money. I like money to keep coming. So now I'm like in search for another deployment, trying to get deployed somewhere else. I just had an interview with someone to get it's more of a day claims, day claim desk
like
job.
Daily claims, right?
Daily claims. So, go ahead.
So I was gonna say, let me ask you, I don't mean to be too much in your business, right? But your first deployment was 2 years long. How much did you make from that in those 2 years?
Man. I made probably like
Let's talk about before taxes. How much how
before
much did
tax,
you make?
easy, about 200 grand. I made about 200 grand, you know, for 2 years, just constantly working. I'm just
From
constantly
home.
working overtime. They had overtime all the time. Saturdays. So even on that Saturday, you work every Saturday. That after that fifth day, it's overtime. Anything after that
Right.
is overtime. So I was making a
Wow.
killing. I was making a killing, man. I was
Mhm.
killing, and be honest, I'm gonna miss it because I kept making so much money. That big check come in, that big check come in. I'm like, man, I ain't worried about nothing. All these bills gonna be paid easy, easy, man.
That's a
You
fact.
know,
I just paid all my bills for the month and I was upset, but I was like, I'm blessed to be able to do that, to
right?
not have to worry
Exactly.
about
I'm
it.
blessed to be able to do that. Exactly. And I'm a family guy. I'm a family man. I love family. So I'm able to do things for my son' birthday party. Did a big birthday
Right.
party for him. I was like, man, how much? My wife was like, how much it cost? You
Flexing
telling me
through
how
your
much?
kids.
Right. I don't even care, man. Just I don't know, pay for it. I don't know how much
Right.
it is to pay. You know,
That's
but
beautiful.
that's just how I'm just blessed
That's a
being
fact.
put
What
in a
Meek
good
said.
situation. And every manager
Absolutely.
that I had, every manager
Hmm.
that I had within those 2 years, I had different managers. They kept going in and out because some of them, even the
Hmm.
managers get cut. But I always stayed I had a good relationship with all my managers, all of
Hmm.
them. So
So
whenever I
if you
come back,
had, I'm sorry to interrupt you. If you had one, I guess, pro tip or piece of advice for a new adjuster, what would it be?
uh, the thing I would say is be a good listener and proactive. Being proactive,
Hmm.
that is key.
Yeah, I think
Proactive.
being proactive was big for me too this year.
Yeah, being
Definitely.
proactive is key, man. And doing things without nobody telling you to do it. Just
Hmm.
doing it. You know,
Okay.
that is.
Our word of the month is reflection. When you hear
Mhm.
that word, like what comes to mind for you for your first deployment, your first 2 years?
For my first 2 year reflection, ooh, I would say maybe I will reflect more on. That's a good one. I got to really think about that one.
I'm sorry to put you on the spot.
Yeah, that's something I really got to think about.
Right. Because you just finished up your first deployment. It took 2 years. So,
Yeah, it's a lot I have to think. It's a lot I have to think about. I
mhm,
guess being able to learn. I learned a lot. I learned a lot, and being able to maneuver around uh certain situations. Certain situations I was always being able to know how to handle situations and get myself out of them and
mhm,
fix a situation. Because when
mhm,
you're a desk adjuster, you have to be able to speak to the insured and being able to get them. They may be upset about something, but you have to be able to make them happy.
mhm.
So,
Keep them
I
happy.
yeah, keeping people
Hmm.
happy. That's what I would say.
Right. That's good. Does anybody have any questions for Brandon while he's on? That was great. I can't believe your first deployment was 2 years. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
all because of Travis, man. Travis motivated me.
Right.
I
That's
got
my
a
free
question for
workout.
you, Brandon.
Go ahead.
In what way would you say your life changed the most with your deployment? Because you was telling your story and you talked about how life was before. You kind of alluded to how it was after with the birthday party. But like, if if I could ask you to reflect on something, reflect on how your life was before and how your life is now. What's that biggest difference?
Oh, the biggest difference that I in that is being able to, man, do things for my family that I couldn't do. I'm able. I was able to. Well, I'm still am. I'm able to do things for my family that I never thought that I could do before I had this job. Um, Going on vacations with my wife and stuff. Being able to do things for my parents. Those, like I said, those are big things, and being able to pay for it because you got to have money. Much as you think that money isn't everything. Well, hell, money take care of everything. You need money. You need money to function out here. You need money to function, because when I've been
You
broke,
need money to
and I
live.
know I know the difference between me having money and me not having money. I was doing
So financial
nothing.
stability is the
Yeah,
biggest.
financial stability was it's a huge thing. You know, that's a huge thing for us. You know, you
Yeah.
need money.
Lets your
So
mind rest.
right, it lets your mind rest a lot, man. You know, so um, being it's kind of like a stress reliever. You know, it's a stress reliever.
Absolutely. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
All
So
right. Any other
do
questions for Brandon?
yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead. You about to say something?
Yeah, do anybody else have any questions? That's what I was going to ask. Anybody have any questions?
No.
No.
Okay, Meech.
I had a question. I had
Go
a
ahead,
question.
Trey.
Oh, Dr. Brock.
I had a question for you. In the beginning of your journey, this community, how would that have assisted you along your process?
Great question.
Oh
Great
man,
question.
in this journey, like, you know, with this community, if I had this community, it would have been more of even a caffeine booster for me. It would have been a caffeine booster for me and
That's what
another
it is for
pre-workout.
me.
Yeah,
That's what
because
it is for me.
because during your deployments, you're gonna have times where you be like, man, I quit. I don't want to do this no more. I'm tired. I'm sick of these people. I'm sick of it.
I'm
But
tired.
when you go in, yeah, and you when you're here in this setting like this, it feels good to be able to talk to people that having the same is going through the same thing with you and teaching you how to maneuver through it to get through it. So this would have been great for me. Great for me. Absolutely great.
Awesome. Man, I appreciate that, man. We appreciate that, Ron. That's a great story again. You know, we look forward to seeing what your next deployment and what the future lies for you, man. But 2 years on your first deployment out, man, that's incredible, man. So I know you got a lot to share with some people. Guys, if you have questions you're not thinking of right now, if you want to reach out to Ron later on and ask him, hey, man, what exactly does that look like? Because working in the inside is a little bit different than working on the outside.
Right. And he started working on the inside 2 years straight. That's amazing. Working from home. That's great.
Yeah. And that's crazy. So, like, I've been in the office on the inside. And so working from the office on the inside, one of the things that you have to, along with all of those other things that they mentioned, I've mentioned this before, working on the inside, you have to be likable. People need to, because you put people 12 hours, 13 hours, 14 hours a day. These people spend more time with you than they spend with their family. And if you up there being an a-hole or act like you know everything or you long ranger, you better than everybody, you may close 5 claims a day. But when it's time to get people cut, they'll cut you one of the first ones.
Yeah.
And you're going to be
First
sitting
one.
like, why? Like, why did I get cut? I'm doing this. It's because you're not a likable person. And there are, like you said, politics involved. And there are people who make the decision on who stay and who go. Sometimes it's personal as I don't like that person.
Yeah.
And it may be just as simple as that. I don't like that person because one way or the other, coming in this way, coming in like you said, if you're coming in late, stuff like that, all of that stuff makes a difference. But if you come in early, you do things, you ask questions, you get to ask. They see that what they told you, they see it in your work. It shows in your work that you listen to what they say. That's all that they want to do. That's all that they want to see. And they'll keep giving you and feeding you until pretty soon you're not going to need their help. You're going to need their very specific things, and you'll grow and grow as an adjuster. And then, when you grow as an adjuster, things open up. Doors open up, different areas open up, different fields open up. You want to get out into the field. You want to do a different area of adjusting. So the better that you get, the stronghold that you get on adjusting, the more opportunities open up for you. So, guys, in getting better with this community, as you hear, everybody would benefit from being in this community if they had this community when they first started. So if you guys are here and you are about to start this journey, please know, lean on us. That's what we're here for. That's what we started this community for. We started this community for new adjusters, specifically for you. we've went through a lot of stuff, and we went through the trial and error of everything. And so now we're trying to bring all this experience to you, so you won't have to bump your head so much. We can make it easy for you, and not only we make it easy for you to get in, we'll learn how to navigate, stay on, get deployed, get the money, what to do with the money, and live a great life. So that's what we're here for. So we're gonna keep this show rolling, man. I'm gonna bring out Ron. She is going to bring out, Janae's going to bring out and interview him. But Ron has a great, man, background. He has a great story. He started out as an engineer in Alabama. He moved on to AZ. He's been adjusting for a few years out in the field. So he has a lot of great experience to share with you guys. Mm-hmm. He's a wealth of information. So I'm so happy that he's here with us to join us. So Mr. Taylor, Mr. Janae, if you guys wouldn't mind taking the stage, man, I'm so ready to listen to this with you. It's going to be exciting. Let's get it, guys.
It's all yours, Ron. It's all yours.
What's up, guys? What's up, guys? I'm gonna try not to keep you too long. Try not to bore you, with my experience here. But I think that was Brandon that went before me, man. That's awesome. I really appreciated your experience, hearing about your background and what you can do for your family now. That's spectacular. But my name is Ron Taylor. I started as an engineer, graduated engineering school, moved out to Phoenix, Arizona to begin my engineering career. Realized pretty quickly that wasn't really the match for me. I was in the cube all day, working at this organization, Honeywell, popular organization. Most people hear it and they're like, oh man, good for you. But I knew it wasn't for me. I like being out and about. I like meeting new people. I like going new places. So it didn't take me long to realize that. So I did engineering for maybe about a year. I had a friend of mine that reached out to me. He could hear the disgust in my voice from working at Honeywell. He said, man, you don't sound too happy, man. Before you left Alabama, you were pumped and ready to go. Now you sound like you ready to make a move into something that suits you more. So he mentioned adjusting. He said, man, you can take that construction background and it matches with your personable charisma to go out and meet with people and be successful. So I'm the type of person, I think everybody on this call can identify with this. You guys are the type of people that once you get information, you don't sit on it. You will take it and you will do something with it. And that's really how you succeed in this industry. You have to, once you get information, you have to be responsible enough with that information. Like Brandon said, not wait on somebody to tell you what to do, but know what you need to do for yourself. So I took that opportunity. It was a risk, big risk, big reward, no risk, no reward. I took the risk and I began, just like Demetrio said, at a desk assignment for Crawford. I stayed on that assignment for about 6 months, got some really good experience. And I think we had a hurricane. I think it was like Hurricane Ida or something like that, that went up through New York. So I took an assignment with Alacrity in Brooklyn, New York. And guys, I'm a Southern boy, man. So I had never been to New York a day in my life. You know what I mean? So took that opportunity in New York. I was staying in Manhattan. Couldn't find anywhere to park my vehicle because I had to have a ladder, so I had to take the subway. Yeah. That's the only place I could find like reasonable accommodation was in Manhattan.
Wow, who would have thought?
So literally, I think Brooklyn was about 13 miles away from Manhattan, and it took me an hour and 15 minutes to get there. And most people know when you type in your GPS on Apple Maps, 15 minutes, 15 miles is like 15 minutes. 15 miles in New York is like an hour and 15 minutes. So being punctual, being able to leave in enough time in order to service your customers with good customer service. So I tell people about adjusting all the time, man. If you can.
Is it just me or did we lose it? Did we lose it?
Oh, okay. So it's not just me.
All right. I'm like, man.
I thought it was just me.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think he's frozen.
Hey, Ron, we lost you.
Yeah.
Oh, we got you back. Wait, can you?
Huh?
Oh, we got you back.
Okay. Oh, we lost you for.
Right.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, what's the last thing y'all heard, man? What
I think we heard you talk
customer
about
service?
punctuality.
He
Yeah,
was going in, bro. He
punctuality,
was going in.
customer
I know.
service. Yes.
Okay, yeah, guys, if you can have good customer service, half the battle, man. If you're gonna be late to an
Yep.
inspection, call the customer, man. Let them know, hey, Miss Jackson, I'm gonna be about 30 minutes late. I'm stuck on the freeway. Most people are very understanding, but that goes a long way, because what you don't want them to do is call the agent, because
Yep. Dang, we lost you again.
Don't want them to call the agent. Let's
No,
remember
you
that.
definitely
There you
don't.
go. No agent involved.
you get
Let's
released.
guess what he gonna say next. Let's just guess.
Hey, there you go. There you go.
I'm back. I got service. Yeah, but that's how you get released, guys, by not having good customer service, man. So you want to make sure you got spectacular customer service if you can. But I'm gonna keep going here. Let's see here. So I've been doing this about 3.5 years now, guys. I've made about 350 grand in the last 3.5 years. I ain't gonna lie. I done made 350 in the past 3.5 years. But honestly, man, money is good, but you got to have a plan for it.
Yep.
And I say this every time, man. I always appreciate Coach Ryan getting on here with the financial strategy, man, because you definitely need to have a plan for your money. And they said to touch on reflection, so I tried to put this up here where y'all can see it. But this is my vision board right here, guys. Man, have a vision.
Okay.
Have a vision for what you want to do. Man, I reflect on this every day. You know what I mean?
As you should.
You got the money sign right there. I like Rolls Royces. I got the Rolls Royce right there.
I see a couple flags. You trying to travel?
Yeah, I'm trying to travel, man.
I like
Trinidad. What else I got up here? Colombia. Rolex, man. Hey, I reflect all day. I start my morning with reflection. I want to reflect in the
As
morning.
you should. As you should.
When you get up, before you listen to NBA Youngboy, you wanna reflect, man. You want to make sure that you prime your mind for what it is that you want to achieve in your life. You know. So I'm gonna go on down the list.
Vision board is important.
It is. It is. So benefits of adjusting. It allows you to have enough money to pay down your debt, to boost your credit, and to invest. So I've invested in other certifications. I have my appraiser certificate. I have my umpire certificate. I own an Amazon store. I own a Facebook marketplace store. And all that produces cash flow. So I would say my word for 2024, outside of the things as prices that you can't purchase with money, is cash flow, man. You know, I always look for something to put your money toward that's gonna pay you back. You know, so that's like that's gonna be like my mantra for 2024. But adjusting definitely gives you the opportunity to be able to invest in yourself and to invest in assets that can pay you instead of stuff that's taken away from your financial responsibility. Let's see. Okay, allows you to build strong work ethic under high pressure. Working 7/12s is how I started out working. It can take a toll on you. So you want to take some time, man, do you some stretching, do you some yoga, man, work out when you can. You want to remain balanced because it can definitely take a toll on you.
Absolutely.
And I mean, but learn how to use, so grit and determination. I think grit was our word like 2 or 3 weeks ago. But grit and determination is huge. Sometimes you want to throw that computer, out the window. I don't know if y'all work State Farm claims, but they give you your laptop and all that kind of stuff. Man, I've had times where I wanted to just toss that computer. Like, man, y'all come get this computer. Because listen, if you're a good claim handler, I always remember this. I'm an overachiever. So whatever I do, I give it 110%. So what you got to remember is if you closing 20 claims a week, but you got a new guy over here that's closing 10 claims a week, guess what? What he doesn't close, they're going to give to you. But y'all still getting paid the same amount. So you want to kind of, don't overwork yourself, thinking that you're going to stand out.
That's when you're on hourly, right? That's when you're on hourly.
Yeah, I was hourly.
Right.
Yeah, I was hourly. But we was getting paid good. I think we was getting paid $40 an hour, and then anything, we working 84 hours a week. So you can do the math. I think we was making like 8,500 every 2 weeks or something like that. That was on majority of my assignments. And I was talking to Travis about that. I never really done component, but man, I was always hourly and I made a killing. But yeah, guys, so let me move on here. Appraising umpire is a good way to kind of diversify your skill. You can get, you charge what you want. You can work for the customer or you can work for the carrier. I know guys that charge $600 an hour. And
briefly, what is being an umpire? What is that? I've heard you say that before.
Yeah, so umpire is basically, let's say you got two appraisers that come out and they can't agree on a scope of damage. As the umpire, you make the ultimate determination on what the scope is going to be. So you basically take both estimates. You like, no, this ain't warranted. No, this is warranted. And you give the final amount of what the scope of that damage is going to be. Wow. But you charge what you want. Like I said, I mean, I know guys charging $600 an hour. When I went and took my course, man, they say this guy's charging $950 an hour. So, and I would say this too, guys, once you get into this realm, when you can make good money like that, you stop thinking of stuff in dollars. You start thinking about percents. Man, you don't want the dollars. You don't want such and such per hour, or I made X amount of dollars. You want a percentage. I want 10%. I want 5%. That's what the money is, guys. The money is not in hourly. The money is going to be in percentages. You know, I done kind of got off my track here, but challenges of adjusting, it's time intensive and labor intensive. It requires organization. Again, it requires grit. It requires patience. This community is a huge benefit to help you navigate this new territory for you guys, man. I wish I would have had something like this. I didn't. And sometimes it can be lonely, especially when you get good at handling claims, because what they do is they send you to Timbuktu. Training. You don't need to be in the help room. So the new guys, they put all in close proximity so they help. I was in Minnesota earlier this year for 3 months, you know, and it gets lonely out there. I was in Rochester, Minnesota. I mean, that's like a small town, you know, it gets lonely out there. So that's one of the drawbacks too. But again, I made a ton of money. So, you know, it balances there, it pays off.
That money kept you company.
Hey, the money, you can't talk about it. You got to walk about it, you know. Right. So it definitely keeps going. In conclusion, yeah, bro. In conclusion, guys, have fun, man. Have fun. Because like I said, it can be a challenge, but remember, man, you only live once. Have fun. Hey, if you don't feel like you can get on a 10-12 roof, don't do it. All right. Call a contractor. Network with your contractors in your area. Let them get out there and get on them roofs for you and take pictures when you feel like you can't get up there. We've heard a lot of stories about guys falling off roofs, and you want to make sure you practice safety first, especially when you're way out there somewhere far away from home, man. You want to make sure that you're safe and secure in what you're doing. You know, that's pretty much my story, guys. I went from engineering into insurance. I have not looked back. I did it at the right time because when COVID happened, I was in aerospace. So aerospace took a hard left turn. They laid a lot of guys off. A lot of my colleagues were laid off. I'd already took my jump into insurance, and I just haven't looked back. Made a ton of money, made some great investments, got my credit right. If y'all haven't worked with Coach Ryan, he can help you with your taxes, make sure that you're in good shape for if you're looking to get a mortgage, if you're looking to get any type of financing. He can definitely help with that. But all in all, what I would definitely say is if you're looking to make more money, if you want to take care of your family, if you want to take care of yourself, adjusting is a good route to do it. And I also work in sales. I'm a VP of business development for an adjuster firm here in Arizona. So that's another form. Okay, I left that out. Bro, it is so many ways to leverage your adjuster's license. It's hilarious. Like it really is. Like I said, appraise and umpire. You can get in public adjusting, building consultant. It's so many different avenues you can take with your adjuster's license. So I would definitely say this is one of the best industries to be a part of, and it's kind of insulated from recession also, because it's always going to be claims, man. It's always going to be catastrophes.
It's always going to be, weather events,
Right. But if anybody has any questions for me, man, I can make myself available at any time. But guys, since I've been doing this, I don't have kids. Okay, I don't have any kids, but man, I done drove Ferraris, I done drove Lambos, I done drove Rolls Royces, I done just because I had the money to do it. And of course, I've always put money aside to invest. So enjoy your money, but invest your money. You know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ron. That was great.
Yeah.
If I could just touch on one thing that Ron brought up, I feel like is just being prepared for when you get the money. You know what I mean? I know it's hard. It may be hard to try to see that, especially if you haven't been deployed yet. But it's the end of the year. Indulge yourself. Just reflect on what you could do with that money when you get it, because it's going to happen fast. And the first year, you likely going to spend a lot of money. Like,
Right.
for real.
Right. And get an accountant, man. Get you an accountant, somebody that can keep track of that stuff for you. Delegate what's boring to you. If something's boring to you, delegate it. And there's people out there you can pay that can take good care of you with that kind of stuff. So
Absolutely.
Proud of you,
I think
Ron. I'm proud of you, man. I just want to say, I'm proud. I'm so proud. I'm so proud of him. When I met him in Arizona, I'm just smiling. Like to see it, the excitement in his eyes when I first met him. Like, man, this is free. I make some money. I said, yeah, you can do really well with it. Keep it going, man. I'm excited. I'm
now,
so proud of you.
That's beautiful.
Travis is the man, though. Travis has always had a
Boy,
vision,
is he.
man. Travis has always had a vision, man. I remember when I first met Travis, he was on the state, we were both on State Farm assignments. I pulled up on him to get the equipment. He was handing off his equipment to me because he was going back to Texas. And we had a whole conversation. He said, man, you gotta stay organized. You gotta keep your
He gave you game.
One thing he told me that really had stuck with me, especially for that assignment that I took over from him, was cut it off at 6 o'clock, man. You know, because hey, you can really turn into a
That's
workaholic.
hard.
You can really turn into a workaholic, man. Cut it off at 6 o'clock. Make sure you do what's gonna keep you off that slow report. You know, so check your voicemails and all that good stuff, but cut it off at 6 o'clock. Man, handle with your clothes. I think State Farm requires 2 claims a day, 14 claims a week. Look, do your 14 claims and leave the rest, man. Go work out, go have a good dinner somewhere, go get you a good steak, go see a movie. You know,
Yeah, I
stay
low-key
balanced.
miss hourly.
Oh, you component, Janae?
Yeah, it's been a long 5 months. Yeah, it's been a long 5 months.
Well, I've heard guys doing very good in component, but most of my experience, all of my experience really is with hourly. And like I said, I past 3.5 years, I did over right around 350 in 3.5 years. So either way, man, just take the risk, man. It's all about the risk,
Take
man.
the
Be willing
risk.
to take the risk. You know.
Is it really a risk, though? I don't think this is a risk.
Before you know, like when you don't know anything, you feel like it's a risk. You know,
this
like
ain't no
you
risk, bro. This ain't even no risk. This is almost a sure thing that you can get. This is guaranteed money. But you know, man, Ron, that's a great story, Ron. Man,
it
guys,
absolutely is.
Ron said he is unveiling himself to us, to you. So if you have any questions, you know, if you're an engineer and you want to see, you know, hey man, you were an engineer, you made the jump from engineer to adjust. You want to holler at him about, man, hit him up in the chat. Hit us up in the chat, man. We hook you guys up together. You know, but this is a part of what this community is about, man. We have so many different backgrounds from the people that are here in this community. Now we have different backgrounds, but we are all here. So we can tell you what got us from A to where we are now, you know, what's keeping us here. So, man, thank you so much again, Ron, man, for sharing your story. I really do appreciate it. I know somebody's out there, a lot of people out there, and getting a lot of great things from that. So, if you don't have any questions, you can drop the questions in the chat, guys. We ask that you, I guess everybody's here that's filled out. There's some information you got to fill out, I guess, to get on here now. So it's different, man. But, you know, man, we bring somebody next week, man. Guys, bring people. If you think this is a great thing, if you know this is a great thing, which I know that it is, you know, bring somebody. Get somebody the information, shoot them the link. We're on all social platforms. You know, Sophia and Major are making sure that we have a presence on all of that. And it's a nice presence. They've been bringing out some good information, getting out these tips, financial tips that we're about to get to in a little bit. But they're getting made. So IG, TikTok, Facebook, whatever is out there, we are present on there, man. So send some people the link. Get them to join. You know, we've been growing and growing and growing since it's been out there. So I do appreciate everybody for doing what you've been doing. to get us to where we are now. So thank you again. So thank y'all for being on these Sunday calls with us for the past 21 weeks. The past 21 weeks, we've been doing this thing, man, and we've been going, and I'm excited for the next 21, the next 121, man. So we're going to be doing some great things coming out, you know, even just January, man. So y'all stay tuned.
2024 is going to be big.
The rumors of a podcast might be, I don't know if I should say that. I should probably not have said that. I don't know. So it's a lot of good stuff, man. Again, 100K Club. That's the goal. 100K in a month, not 100K in a year. We can do that. 100K in a month. That's the goal. You guys in the inside may have a little problem with that because of Allen and whatnot. But if you're in the field and you're out there, that's the goal for us. Especially coming 2024, that's what we're going to be doing. I know that's going to be my goal. Personally, for sure. Again, joining with that. So, Laboratory Redemption, guys, week 21. We have any more questions or anything before I pass this on to Coach? He's going to get us with the spectacular tip. Anything from the group?
Yeah, I just want to say, I don't know how much everybody heard, but one thing I heard from both the speakers was the level of excitement they had for the jobs that they do and the amount of money that they made. So being a part of this group, you need to do that so you can get some of that.
Absolutely. Right. Absolutely. Yeah, I know the people that are investing that's in this group. I know even, I see Mars on here, Marty Moore. Marty Moore was out there. He was out there. He got some experience, but he got to see that the money was real. And you don't have to be a rocket scientist and a superstar. You ain't got to be MJ to go out there and get this money. You ain't got to be LeBron. You ain't got to be the best of the best. You could be the 12th man on the bench and be getting big bread. Just because
if you do
play.
the fundamentals, you're gonna go far.
Fundamentals will get you far. Consistent fundamentals will keep you deployed.
Time management.
Time management. Oh, time management is
100% time management.
Get off these phones. Get off that stuff while you're working, man. Don't pick your phone up to make calls till after 10 o'clock. I'm up for the first 4 or 5 hours a day. I ain't even checking my phone. All of that stuff, man. All of that stuff makes a difference. But if you alleviate all of those things, you do what's been taught to you, train, you follow. I mean, the sky's the limit, y'all. The sky's the limit, man. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and bring out Coach Ryan, who's going to bless us, man, with this great financial tip.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? This has been an amazing call. I think I really appreciate the reflection piece. Travis definitely wanted me to keep it to 3 minutes, but in order for me to give y'all this tip, there has to be an education piece, or less me giving you this information really won't make sense. So the first thing I'm going to drop in the chat is insight into what's going to happen. We've been talking about in the financial tip about interest rates coming down. And so in order for this tip to make sense to you, I need you to be able to kind of pan back and take a different vantage point of our economy and what we're experiencing right now. Yeah, we want to make money, but let's look at it from like a decade perspective, right? And so what I'm posting in the group is just a Google answer when you look up what happens when interest rates come down. And I'm going to read it. It says, when interest rates come down, people spend because their cost of funds is lower. Add in stronger demand for housing, and you have a recipe for wealth accumulation. Demand increases prices when the prices rise, and homes sell for over asking. Other homeowners who reap all the other homeowners will reap all the benefits. So essentially, what that's saying is, over a decade perspective, you're going to see an exponential increase. Now, one of the words that was mentioned as I'm reflecting on this call, Ron, you mentioned investment. And I already have the definition pulled up. Travis, please bear with me because I'm going somewhere, brother. The definition of investment is the action or process of investing money for profit or material result. And then there's a legal definition. And the legal definition, it says, Investment has multiple legal meanings. Generally, in contract law, it means to put money in a certain manner so that it will generate revenue. Okay. So with interest rates coming down, and we know that there's going to be some increase in investment, we need to take a look at where is that increase going to come from? And so I have a chart that I'm not going to, bore you guys with, but just for easy math, when interest rates reach the point that they're at now, which is 5%, back in 2008, and they fell by 2011. What happened to home prices? They went from being up 1,000% to being up 1,000% to being up 1,600%. That's huge. That's your money doubling 7 times. But the last time we experienced what we're experiencing right now was in 1980. Between 1980 and 1990, home prices doubled. For a home price to double is unheard of. And so the tip that I have for you isn't to buy homes, because we've talked about that. The tip is, how can you take advantage of the exponential increase in the housing market that's getting ready to come? So I'm going to give you 4 vehicles for you to invest in to take advantage of going through this unprecedented time of being at peak interest rates, and then knowing that in the next 10 years they're going to fall, right? And you can't project exactly when it's going to happen, but just and Major and I have been looking at things together, for about a month or two, and we've been speculating on what we think will happen, and exactly what we've been saying is playing out. And so the vehicles you want to take advantage of is, if you are working a 9 to 5, make sure you do the 401k contribution, max out that contribution. A lot of times, if you go to you just send it to a general fund, it's going to be directed by the manager of your HR at 401k plan. But you have the right to call or log in and switch your fund from funds that include things like real estate investment trusts. A real estate investment trust, I can't go into great detail about it, but I'll tell you this: they are probably going to be the biggest benefactors of lowering interest rates, because they'll be able to refinance all the debt they have right now at much lower rates, while at the same time catching appreciation on the assets that they own. Investing into banks. Banks make money off of interest. When rates are high, that the banks are getting charged interest from the Federal Reserve. So when the Federal Reserve lets up off the banks, it gives the banks the runway to make more money. And then you can also invest into property management companies. And so these are the investment tips that I have for you. Take advantage of this time. It's unprecedented. Buy homes, whether it's through your business, buy bank, 401k funds that have banks and real estate investment trusts. And just to, like I said, to reflect, I heard Michi say that through this, the doors open up, right? And in the definition of, or not the definition, but the explanation of what happens in this time, it said wealth accumulation. So I would consider, this is the laboratory of redemption, but from what our first speaker talked about and how his life was different, and what Ron's talking about, how he's getting a job Lamborghinis, this is like the VIP lobby to freedom. It really is. And so when you have an opportunity that's so big, there's strength in community. And to be able, like what Ron said, mentioned cash flow. Cash flow is what allows you to take advantage of this opportunity, which is what adjusting is. It's the fuel for getting you to your vision. And you have an unprecedented opportunity to be able to take advantage of it through some of these vehicles that I've mentioned. So I appreciate the community for giving me this time to spread this information. Please, guys, take the community beyond serious, because it's going to get you to where you want to be. Like Mr. Ricky just said in reflection, you want to be a part of that so you can get you some of that. And that's my reflection for the day.
All right, my brother.
Oh, yeah, I like that. Got to be a part of that to get you some of that. Got to be a part of that to get you some of that. You got to play to win. That's what they say, right? You got to play to win. So thanks for that, Coach, man. We appreciate that, man. Those are great tips, man. Man, y'all, again, this stuff is gonna be on video. Take this and look at it again. If you didn't get to write it down, take notes. It's always gonna be available to go back in the archive. You know, he's been dropping stuff, here for the past few weeks that is worthy of you guys going back and taking a look at and apply it. And apply it. Just don't listen to it and be like, oh, that's great. It's a good idea. He's giving you these tips for application of it. For the application of it, I put in a quote. I don't know if I've ever heard it, but that's the quote in my mind that knowledge without action is just useless information. If you don't put any action behind knowledge, it's just useless information.
And guys, don't if anything that I said, may have flown over your head in any way, there's no such thing as a dumb question. This is really my language. So if you have any questions about like just ideas, anything, please don't hesitate to reach out to me.
Absolutely. There you go, guys. And for you guys who are going to be watching this on YouTube later or whatever video platform later, feel free to hit us, put it in the comments, and we'll get you guys together and so that you guys can communicate and he can help you out with whatever you need some help with. So, guys, do we have any other things that we need to discuss, anything we need to bring to the board? We got the 100K that's happening. We got a lot of stuff that we're rolling out, man, 2024. We got a lot of things coming out. Anybody? We got anything else we want to bring to the floor before we get out of here?
We good.
We're good.
All right, man.
We good.
I
good.
like that. I like that. That's awesome, man. But guys, again, thank y'all so much for joining us this Sunday.
Yes,
it's been a great call, as they all are. And we look forward to next week as we continue this thing moving along. We're going to have great guests. Great guest speakers, of course. We're going to do the financial tip of the week. So, guys, join us again. If you have any questions, if you're thinking about starting and you're still a little on the edge, man, get in contact with us. We'll help you make that decision. Absolutely. It's an easy one to make. So, thank you again. We look forward to y'all joining us next week. Peace out, everybody. Have a good one.